Cody.
And Jason Moss admiring the flyby, Matty.
Yeah, we all are.
Lots of noise here in the stadium just before we get it started. And he's getting another chance to be a head coach. 4 years with the Edmonton Elks before moving on as an offensive coordinator with Saskatchewan the last 2 years. You saw Bob Dice, now the official head coach of the Ottawa REDBLACKS, who deferred after winning the toss, and they kick off to Chandler Worthy as the seasons have begun for the Ottawa REDBLACKS and the Montreal Alouettes, who have the ball first after a return by Worthy of 28 yards. So here comes Cody Fajardo in his 8th year out of Nevada.
I'm excited for Cody. He felt like he was expelled from the Saskatchewan Roughrider and Rider Nation. And he's over here. He's lighter. He's healthy. He's got an outstanding offensive line in front of him. We know about that run game. See how he can put it together early against the REDBLACKS.
And quite familiar with Jason Moss's offense. Both of them coming over from Saskatchewan a year ago. So here we go from the 48, William Stanback. And he is tripped up nicely by Lorenzo Malden IV, the Defensive Player of the Year in the CFL last year. Big play on Stanback at first down.
Absolutely, and he goes inside out and still is able to get to him. That just shows you his quickness, cat-like reflexes. You know, one of the best backs, if not the best back in the league, down early.
Stanback got injured in the season opener in Calgary 1 year ago, missed most of the season, came back late in time for the playoffs. Second and long, deep ball caught. Austin Mack, one of the newcomers to that Alouette receiving corps, takes it deep and down for a first and goal, just like that for Fajardo and the Alouettes.
And it all starts up front, watch protection. Cody Fajardo gets by his offensive line. Boy, he's loving some of this, but he's able to climb the pocket, gets his drop, steps up, he's clean. He talked about it. He's working on the deep ball in the offseason, wants his receivers to be able to go get it. Doesn't want any jump balls. That one was a perfect on stride strike by Cody Fajardo.
Working on Abdul Kenna there. Austin Mack played some time in the NFL with the Giants, Tennessee, San Francisco. A rookie in the CFL. And setting them up for first and goal from the Ottawa 3, Fajardo. Hands off to Stanback. And picks up a yard, maybe 2. Keeps pushing. Kept pushing, trying to get over that goal line. No signal there. Stanback does get close, down around the 1.
Yeah, no whistle. He just kept grinding, and they just kept pushing. A lot of energy early here, and big back does not go down there. He's still driving forward. They mark it down at the 1. A lot of jostling going on the top of the screen by the corner and the receiver.
Second and goal. Ottawa 1. Fajardo keeps it. And he gets it in for the touchdown. Couldn't start much better than that for Cody Fajardo with his new team. Just a few plays along into this game, and the Alouettes have found the end zone.
Yeah, just keep scraping that right side and find a little hole, Cody, and you'll get in there, and he finds it right behind Sabasu, and then next thing you know, he's in the end zone. Boy, it's got to feel good. A lot of adrenaline right there. Deep ball to strike to Mack, Austin Mack, and boy, everything else was made to order for the Alouettes.
That was the big play, a 61-yard strike and a 4-play 62-yard drive ultimately, and the point after, David Cote. Cody Fajardo, numbers
right there, folks. Watch what he's going to do. He's fixing to run a little corner route on one of the most experienced defenders in Ottawa's backfield, Abdul Kenna. He takes him to the corner right here, gets his hips open, crosses him. The ball's thrown on time, lets him go get it in stride. Cody Fajardo said he worked on it all off season. He showed it right there.
So the REDBLACKS in an early hole will get the ball for the first game. First time in this one as Devontae Detman takes it. Explosive returner and is taken down nicely there by one of the special teams tackles leader, Zach Lindley, now in his second year. Cody Fajardo, and now giving way to Nick Arbuckle, started 8 games for the REDBLACKS last season after the injury to Jeremiah Masoli. He started the season as the #1 QB in Edmonton, but was traded last July after the Masoli injury. And he was the winning quarterback in 3 of those 4 victories for Ottawa in just a 4-win season. So Arbuckle, Red Blacks offense now from the 28. Looking to pass, has plenty of time. He goes deep. Coverage is there. It's intercepted. Deontay Evans back in Montreal and ruling him down, but this is a great start by the Alouettes, both offensively and defensively.
And this ball is a little bit underthrown. Now you got a jump ball scenario happen at the end of it. He looks left, heaves it right. He's covered really tight. And then took a while for Jalen Acklin. A nice route. Get it out there. And you have success. That ball's extremely underthrown. Dequoy comes over. He can't manage it. Deontay says, thank you very much. All day long. See, that's exactly what I was talking about with Cody Fajardo. A lot of jump balls in Saskatchewan over the last 3 years. And then you've got Arbuckle, who's got a strong arm. He just underthrew that football. Oh, yeah. This is not good.
And that is Jalen Acklin, the intended receiver, who is the injured player down in the field. An Alouette interception.
Canadian Football League, 75 catches last year. He runs a nice route here. Ball's underthrown. Deontay Evans, 86 games today for him. Veteran coming over, making his presence felt on a jump ball scenario. Good to see Acklin walk off under his own power.
Yeah, double concern with the interception, Matty, and the injury to Acklin, but seems okay now. Second possession, Alouettes. And everything's gone great so far from Montreal, with another new receiver, Keyshawn Abram on the receiving end of that one. Here's the Alouettes offense.
Yeah, Christian Matt, 12-year veteran up front. Gotta love this guy. Really an offensive line that's built on continuity and veterans, and Christian Matt stands out there. Julian Grant, I really think a kid that's going to have a breakout season. He's primed and ready. And then, of course, William Stanback coming back lighter and very, very hungry after coming off an injury early last season.
We had a lot of questions about this receiving core coming into this game. A flag out and a passing situation. It's hit at the line, falling incomplete, and another flag comes out after that pass was thrown.
Yeah, I think that's going to be roughing on the quarterback. Guys fired up a little much. We'll see what's going on here, but has a late flag in that area indicating that something was going on a little illegally in the backfield.
Mentioning all the change at receiver for the Alouettes with Eugene Lewis and Jake Winicky gone. Greg Ellingson on the 6th.
There are 2 penalties on the play. The first one is offside, Ottawa 58. The second one is roughing the passer, Ottawa 58. We'll go up 20 yards. It's going to be first down.
Bryce Carter in the offside.
Hors-jeu, les Rudesse contre le quart, les deux contre Ottawa numéro 58. On avance de 20 verges. Premier essai.
Yeah, I believe he's right here. Oh my goodness. Has he not heard the rules here in the Canadian Football League over the last 7 years? I mean, that was like the throwback 20 years ago.
As called by the referee Ben Major, working his 300th CFL game tonight.
That's outstanding.
Congratulations, Ben. Here's William Stanback now on the first down after those penalties against the Red Blacks. Everything has been going against Ottawa so far in this game. A challenge for Bob Dice, as mentioned, took over with 4 games to go last year as the interim head coach, and then became the official head coach in the offseason for the first time for him. Had been an interim coach twice before. And an early challenge for him in terms of where the Red Blacks are at, with the Alouettes in the Ottawa zone inside the 45 and leading it by 7. Mentioning Greg Ellingson and Tyson Philpott on the 6th game, so all the questions at receiver, but we've seen a big play so far. Throwing again. Oh, it's off the receiver's hands. That was Abram, and it's nearly intercepted by Abdul Kenna on the deflection.
Well, that's a nice ball. Cody waited for the window open and put it on him. He's got good protection once again. Sticks it right in there. Right. That's the ball. I mean, you know you're going across the middle. You know you're going to get hit. Best thing is secure that football, trying to cradle it in his chest. Almost picked off going the other way.
The punter For the Alouettes for the third straight year, Joseph Zima gets it away at midfield. Devontae Dedmon back for it at his 10. Nowhere to go. Again, good special teams coverage by Montreal, where Arbuckle and the Red Blacks will have to start deep in their own zone for their next possession.
Yeah, we're talking about the big boys up front for this football team, and it all starts with Desjardins. He's outstanding up front, and much improved offensive line, a mainstay of the Red Blacks and their success. Jaden Ackland, who we saw limped off, and he looks healthy, which is a good sign because he's the most productive receiver they have. And then you've got Devontae Williams, their running back, trying to carry the load. Last year, 0 touchdowns, about 500 yards rushing.
They put it on the ground, this time to Devontae Williams. Meeting him, another Williams, former Red Black Avery Williams, fired up for this game against his old team. He was Ottawa's leading tackler a year ago.
Yeah, and that's Avery Williams right in the middle. Watch him, number 2, just getting her done. Armando Sewell go right up the middle of this defense. You got a veteran from Akron, Ohio. He's been a mainstay in the D-line. And then you got Avery Williams, who made that tackle, introduced him to his old teammates. And then you got Antoine Duquois, 4 interceptions last year in the middle. And Wesley Sutton, veteran halfback that absolutely is all over the football field.
Arbuckle to throw on 2nd and long. The heat is coming. Mustafa Johnson was bearing down. Arbuckle had to get rid of it. It falls incomplete, and the Red Blacks will have to punt it away from their own end zone.
Mustafa Johnson getting after the quarterback. Watch him right here. He's right here. And watch him do his thing. He's going to kick it, contact, and bounce. Get out there. Nice spin move. Pressure him. Right.
Richie Leone standing at the Ottawa goal line to get it right away. The flag does come out as he does punt it to Chandler Worthy. Explosive returner for the Alouettes last year.
Got a little crease.
He finds some room, and he could be gone. Chandler Worthy takes it to the end zone. A flag is down. Just as Leone got the snap and punted it away, there was a flag out. Worthy had 2 touchdown returns for the Alouettes last year.
Just one answer. He's not liking it.
Offside, Montreal, number 49. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down.
So Frederick.
Montréal, numéro 49. Pénalité de 5 verges. 3e essai répété.
So Frederick Chagnon is called on the offside, negating what would have been a touchdown return for Chandler Worthy.
He's certainly capable of doing it again. He doesn't need much, like many returners in this league. Rod, we were talking about it. We got a couple here tonight. Devontae Dedmon and Chandler Worthy, just some incredibly talented returners in this league that continue to get it done. We saw what they're capable of. Oh my goodness, that'll work too.
What else can go wrong for Ottawa so far? The snap dribble to Leone, he couldn't get it away. So the Alouettes, with another flag down back near midfield, look to be taking over deep in Ottawa's territory after this. Montreal leads by 7 with a great chance to add.
And he said fasting. He wakes up in the morning, has a granola bar, and either has that with milk or juice, and then he goes and trains and doesn't have his meal until about 4 or 5 p.m. at night. And he says he's so grateful for his wife, Kaylin, who helps cook the meals at night. And Rod, now that the family's here in Montreal full time, the desire for fast food, it's out the window, but I can't say that for myself.
Well, I can't say it either for myself, Kenzie. Welcome again. And William Standback, imagine, Maddie, has the power and wants to add the speed as well.
Yeah, that's a scary combination. When healthy, he's a beast.
Alouettes forced further back after a penalty, but still they're ball deep. Standback has it. He's greeted by a wall that includes Cleon Lang and their new middle linebacker, Chizzy Umanakwe, as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that name. I can tell you that I'm not surprised by the Ottawa defense being able to stop the run. I remember last season going up against Winnipeg, they lost in a tough battle, 19-17. Then week 2, they lose 19-12. And Ottawa gave them everything they had. The eventual team that was looking to repeat in last year's Grey Cup. But just a hard-nosed defense that I really think that Bob Dice gets the most out of.
So it's the 2nd and 9 now at the Ottawa 15 for Fajardo and the Alouettes. Blitz coming. They've got him. And down goes Cody Fajardo. It's Douglas Coleman, the strong side linebacker, who comes in on the blitz. And it's a loss of 8 yards and a 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, he's right here. And I got you. He's right there. Who coming from space? Well, you watch him, you watch some film, you just see he's locked in. He's like he's a robot. He's not moving. It's a pretty good indicator he's coming.
Leads to a 31-yard field goal try for David Cote. And 4 points on the board, 3 more for the Alouettes and a 10-0 lead. And they were set up nicely after the botch snap to Richie Leone, and Ottawa couldn't get the punt away.
Just a crazy event of plays there back to back. Offside, takes a punt return by Chandler Worthy off the board, then a bad snap, and then a penalty, unsportsmanlike on Chandler Worthy, backs him up. Good pressure defense by Ottawa, saying no, not anymore, and forces a field goal. So best case scenario for the Red Blacks.
So Bob Dice sees his team start from their own 40 now and in a 10-point hole in this season opener at Percival Molson Stadium. First and 10, Arbuckle, and he completes that one to Nate Bahar. And we'd like to welcome viewers on TSN4 who've been watching golf coverage of the RBC Canadian Open. Rod Smith, Matt Dunnigan, Kenzie Lalonde here in Montreal for the season opener for the Red Blacks. The Alouettes, 10-0 Owls, 2nd and 1. Ottawa from their 49. Oh, I don't know if they got that in short yardage, but another down to spare still, as Nick Arbuckle kept it himself. Only needed a yard, but see where they spot the football.
Yeah, I'm surprised Arbuckle's in there doing that. Last year they got the backup from Montreal. This year, Caleb Evans, he scored 16 touchdowns out of that situation, and he always came in and carried the rock.
And they are not taking a chance on this 3rd and 1 at their 49.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on a limb and say that's not Nick Arbuckle's forte. Quarterback sneaks. Not as easy as it looks. That's why you get somebody like Caleb Evans last year for the Red Blacks who scored 16 times. Why? Well, because he's a big dude. 6'2", 215.
And Chandler Worthy on that punt return, not much there, but Montreal ball. They drove down quickly for an opening punt that a couple of seasons with over 1,000 yards, of course, cut short, Matty, last year because of the injury on opening day in Calgary.
Yeah, and in steps his backup, Jeswan Antwi, did an admirable job, but well, it's a big shoes to fill.
Well, there is Antwi. There with Stanback, and Antwi gets the ball, and he gets it up near the Montreal 30s. We take a look at the Red Black defense.
Yeah, we start with the most outstanding defensive player of the year. You know, the accolades are ridiculous, and what he did in numbers: 2 forced fumbles, 3 knockdowns, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 tackles for losses, of course 17 total sacks and 43 tackles. And then you got Umanakwe in the middle. He's taking over for Jamon Santos Knox, who's not playing for this football game as he's injured. You got Cariel Brooks, a veteran defender on the back end. It's going to really help that group.
2nd down and 4. Stanback with it. They run it again. He pushes his way up to the 35 and a first down on the ground for the Owls.
Yeah, he doesn't need a big haul, but he just comes in here and fights it and finds it. Gets some. Gets north and south eventually with those pads, and that's when the defenders really start checking their hole card. Do I want to step in up in there and deliver a blow? Too late. He picked up the first down.
Came to the Alouettes in 2018. Made quite an impression. Taking off. Cody Fajardo calls his own number, gets a good gain across the 40 on first down. Of course, Fajardo is no stranger to running the football. We saw that a lot with the Rough Riders.
Yeah, and he can do it. And you know, he's got a heck of a just determination and desire and a lot of ability. And you heard the guys talking about him in the studio, and you heard Davis talking about him. He's best high school player coming out of California. That's saying a lot. And he's just continued to grow since. I think he's got room for growth too.
And no knee brace. Remember last year early in the season in Edmonton, he suffered a knee injury and wore a brace the rest of the way. Happy to say he is healthy to start this season. And on 2nd and 3 on the ground, Montreal goes again, and not enough for a first down as the punting unit, and Joseph Zima will come on.
Yeah, it's just a great job. The defensive line sliding, slicing, and taking a gap, and just having more desire and want to. Getting to William Stanback, crossing the face. Yeah, Calendar. And meets William Stanback in the backfield. No gain.
Good job by Cariel Brooks there. Joseph Zima with a good punt to chase Dedman inside the 10. Devontae Dedman. And again, that punt coverage. Terrell Richards, their first pick in last year's draft, with the tackle, as they've done a good job so far against Devontae Dedman after a 60-yard punt by Joseph Zima. And there is the offensive coordinator for the Red Blacks. A year ago, he was the head coach of the Montreal Alouettes. Successful, too, in 2019 and in 21. And last year, after a slow start, he was fired after only 4 weeks and a 1-3 record.
Yeah, I wonder if Kahari's teaching Bob how to dance over there on the sideline.
Part of his warm-up. We saw that a lot. Sure, this game means a lot to him going up against his old team. A lot of people he knows. Arbuckle. It's complete to Jalen Ackland. Good to see he is still fine as he makes his first catch of 2023 and a big first down for Ottawa.
A little bit of timing, a little bit of touch, a lot of bit of arm talent. Trying to catch the highest point, bring it down, fearless. Watch him come down on that knee. Looks pretty good right there.
Gain of 23 for number 23 in 2023. Up to the Ottawa 41, down by 10, Arbuckle. Handing off Devontae Williams, and nowhere to run as he pushes it up. A flag coming out, and not much of a gain at all there. But you look at Jalen Ackland, came in along with Jeremiah Masoli, one of the big free agent acquisitions for last season. And he didn't disappoint, leading the way in receiving yards last year.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, not number 5, but leading Ottawa in receiving yards.
Right, Rod. I think
major foul, face mask, Montreal number 22. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. It's an automatic first down.
Thing he wants to
saisir le protecteur facial. Montréal 22. C'est premier essai.
Is finding the end zone. Yeah.
That's Deontay Ruffin, and gets called for the face mask. And a little chat there with Nate Bahar.
Yeah, it's kind of weak, but yeah, Jalen, he found the end zone twice last year, and I know he wants to get in there a whole lot more now.
With the penalty just over midfield, Ottawa. Arbuckle. Now incomplete, intended for former Alouette receiver Quan Bray. First time he's been targeted as a member of the Red Blacks, new to that Ottawa receiving core.
He's lying all over him too on that coverage. Back in play. Yeah, it's forcing second along here. Where you want to get to if you're a defense? Now you're in control.
Quan Bray, best season in the CFL with Montreal in 2019 when he had 58 catches, 818 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Let go by the Alouettes at the start of last season, the last play of the first quarter. On the 2nd and 10, Arbuckle with time, and he completes it too. A completion there for number 2, Justin Hardy, with his first catch of the season, as they're well into Alouette territory now as the first quarter comes to an end. It was a great start for Montreal. First possession. And a big pass to Austin Mack to set up the touchdown. They've added a field goal, and they lead it at home in their season opener. 10-0. Quarter number 2 is coming up. team in the statistical department, as you might expect right now. One big play, Cody Fajardo to Austin Mack. Fajardo with 2 of 3 has not thrown the ball very much in this game so far.
No, they've been trying to establish that line of scrimmage with William Stanback, understandably so. It worked well in the first drive, and Cody Fajardo came out with a beautiful strike to Austin Mack and put him in touchdown area, and they take it in. But it could be a lot worse.
Right.
And I really believe that second down conversion you just saw by the Red Blacks is huge, right? Because now they flopped the field position. They're finally on the other side of the football field, and it looks like their offense is settling in.
So the second quarter begins. Ottawa in its best drive in this game so far, faking the handoff to Williams. Arbuckle has time, looks right, but it is overthrown. Jalen Ackland, Deontay Ruffin was there, so incomplete.
Yeah, this ball's got to be thrown better. He's got plenty of time. And Jalen Ackland is he presses it hard inside. Watch him, folks. He's going to press it hard in here, and then he's going to come out, and the ball is just not anywhere near where it's supposed to be. You got to deliver this to him. Pop, stick it on him. The ball sails on Arbuckle, and not a chance. Force another second and long.
From the Montreal 42, Arbuckle escapes the heat. He takes off, gets it down inside the 35. Not enough for a first down. And will we be seeing Lewis Ward for the first time this season?
Yeah, Nick feels he's looking downfield. Just everybody's covered. You know, you see it from up here, obviously, and he's seen it from down there too. And he pulls it down, and he's doing everything he can to get to the sticks. He's 2 yards short. You see Lewis Ward, who leads the league minimum attempts, 150. He's the league's leader in field goal accuracy. Incredible. That's 88%.
From the 41. Started left, broke through nicely right down the middle, and the first points of the season for the Ottawa Redblacks. From Lewis Ward now in his 5th season. The CFL on TSA second quarter here in Montreal in the season opener for the Redblacks and Alouettes, with Ottawa getting its first points. And that kickoff by Richie Leone.
Illegal kickoff out of bounds. Ottawa number 13. Montreal will take the ball 30 yards up.
30 yards up. After that kick by Richie Leone. And this is a good break for Montreal. After giving up the 3 points, they'll have the ball at around their 50.
That was just way off the mark.
Bob Dice. Remember, too, Bob Dice for years with this team, the special teams coordinator, too, before taking over as head coach.
Yeah, as one of the best in the league, Rich Leone, but he was just trying to do too much with that and spot kick it, and didn't work out.
Did not. Montreal at their 50. Still leading by 7. Cody Fajardo has only thrown 3 times. There's number 4, and greeted is William Stanback. Adam Auclair, linebacker for the Redblacks, coming in.
Yeah, tried to double move off the top, and defenders playing everything underneath him, and Cody had to check it down. So it was just a spoiled play from the beginning because the defender just read it out. Never let the receiver get behind him. Cody had to check it down. A little check down Charlie right here. Not a bad person to get the ball to.
Just shy midfield in the 2nd and 6. Fajardo to throw again if he can get it away. Escapes the pressure. Here comes Malden. He does get it away, and it just sails out of bounds at the Alouette bench. So Montreal 2 and out, and will have to punt it away. Boy, 17 sacks last year, Defensive Player of the Year in the Canadian Football League. In his first year with Ottawa, Lorenzo Malden IV.
Yeah, Malden's right here in a 2-point. He's just going to stay after it because Cody's going to dance around the middle. A little stun up front. Leanne goes left to right. Cody feels it. Moving to his left. Lozo, good idea. Abort, and just find some space to land because Lozo's in the vicinity and he's locked on target. Take your head off.
In the past, Devontae Dedmon has been an Alouette killer when it comes to punt returns, but they've done a great job on him so far in this game tonight, and that is solid again. Terrell Richards is in there. Nick Henniger as well on special teams after a punt of 49 yards and not much of a return for Dedmon.
Yeah, Rod, and you know this league has seen quarterback movement, and we've seen a lot of it this year, to say the least. Rourke, he's down in Jacksonville. Adams takes over as he did last year. Mitchell's now in Hamilton. Mayer takes over. Arbuckle's taking over for our man here, and then you got Dane Evans backing up in BC. You got Vernon Adams taking that job. Masoli, Arbuckle's in for him. Fajardo's here in Hamilton. Bethel Thompson's playing ball down south somewhere. Chad Kelly. And then you got Zach Claris. One
thing hasn't changed at the bottom. Zach Claris did a great start last night against the Hamilton Tiger Cats as Winnipeg won their opener. Devontae Williams, ball carrier, in his second season now with Ottawa.
Yeah, you know, and Devontae didn't find the end zone last year, and to me that's disturbing. Either did Jackson Bennett, your two running backs don't find the end zone. I think they just need more from that position, and a lot of pressure, I think, to establish the line of scrimmage, because the receivers that are decimated for Ottawa like they are, I really think that you need to be able to run the football when you want to, and they haven't been able to do that very well the next couple of years.
2nd and 7 from their 21. That's complete to Nate Bahar, the veteran.
That's what he does.
Out of Carleton University.
That's what he does. He's fallen into that second down possession guy that moves the sticks and sees it like a quarterback. And he's a safety blanket for any quarterback. Whether it's Mazzoli, whether it's Caleb Evans last year, whether it's Nick Arbuckle right now. Nate Bahar is going to see the defense, know where the sticks are, and settle down for you. He moves the sticks often for this football team. Really took a leadership role in that receiving core last year, too, when he went to bat for Jeremiah Mazzoli. All that crap that happened in Saskatchewan.
On the toss, Williams, right side, across the 35 on that first down, so pickup of about 5 more yards for the Red Blacks. An offense that's starting to move the football after a slow start.
Yeah, you know, a lot of new faces, a lot of questions need to be answered, and guys kind of getting up to game speed. Not a lot of time together during the preseason, short preseason, not a lot of contact during training camp. Sort a lot of things out, and you got to come on the road against the Alouettes, a strong defense, and make it happen. Good luck with that.
Missing Shaq Evans, one of the newcomers of the team and receiver, and also Ciosi Mariner injured as well for Ottawa, not able to start tonight. Flag out with the ball completed up near midfield. Jalen Ackland.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Ottawa number 52.
Negated.
10-yard penalty will repeat second down.
Great pass and catch by Ackland, but that's all for naught as they're pushed back 10 more yards.
Yeah, Pelios is right here, top of the line, and he's going to be called for hands to the face. And it's too bad. Yeah, he's just got it right there, and he's just, yeah, he's taking his head off. Yeah, that's a strong right arm coming up underneath the biscuit. And not a good feeling. Good call by the officials. A great catch on the back end. Good body movement by Jalen Ackland to bounce the defender off and go up and make a catch.
Push back to their 25. 2nd and 15. Oh, nearly intercepted by the big man, Elmondo Sewell.
He got scared.
He nearly had himself a pick.
Yeah. 12-year veteran. But University of Akron, he read it just fine. Yeah, and I don't know, you know, sometimes it happens that way. You look left and you kind of anticipate your receiver to be there. He balls out and he's going, oh, no, 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 Armando's there. I just don't fight it, big man.
Mondo's going to be having nightmares about that missed opportunity. They have to punt. And a low snap, and Richie Leone gets it away to Chandler Worthy. We're at the Alouette 35. And nowhere else to run as he is hauled down by Gary Johnson. Mondo's shaking his hand.
Yeah, we feel your pain, Armando.
Nearly had that pick.
Look at those hands, man. Those aren't built for a catching football.
Offensive coordinator, of course, Craig Dickinson, the head coach, but those two used to working together. And Moss was happy to have him after Trevor Harris decided to sign on with the Rough Riders. And their team leading the way, William Stanback, who's had a lot of business. Frankie Griffin there with him on that first down play and a pickup of 5-6 yards. But He's liking it here, and of course the decision to come to Montreal easier with Jason Moss here.
Yeah, as soon as Bo was off the table, pretty easy for Cody to figure out where he wanted to play football. That's right here with his longtime coach, Jason Moss. And when healthy, and he's healthy, Roddy talked about him playing without that brace. He's got this offensive line, a running game that certainly capable of establishing and pounding against anybody. It's a good mix for Cody Fajardo.
At his 36th career rushing touchdown earlier tonight. Urgi Mayala, first catch of the season, and that's good for a first down. Mentioning that decision for Fajardo to come to Montreal. Here's what he had to say about the confidence he has working with Jason Moss.
Sometimes when you get around coaches, it's kind of that coach-to-player relationship, and I haven't felt that with Coach Moss. I've felt that we see things, you know, some things we see similar, some things we see differently, but the one thing I know about Coach Moss is he's always going to have my back, and part of the reason why I came here is everything that went down in Sask, I knew the one guy that was always fighting for me was Coach Moss.
And he is sacked there. Michael Wakefield, former Alouette, coming in with a bunch of Red Blacks to take him for a loss. But you talked about what went down, Matty. You remember Cody Fajardo taking a lot of heat in the struggles of the Rough Riders last year, and he was benched for Mason Fine at the end of the season. Jason Moss was there. He had a full understanding of what Fajardo had been going through in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, and you know, it's a fishbowl out there in Rider Nation, and scrutiny is pretty close. And well, any little thing is blown out of proportion. I think a lot of things were there, but fresh start for Cody, his longtime coach. I think they both needed it.
2nd and 17 after the sack and a loss of 7 yards. Oh, what a great catch. No, not ruled. He did hang on to the ball, but they say no catch. Austin Mack, a smile on his face. He's at the biggest play of the game so far, right at the beginning after a 61-yard catch.
Yeah, climb the ladder, go up and get it. You know you're going to be hit. Try to secure it. Whew. Wow, Ohio State product on and off the field there. Basically special teams first couple of years, and then got hurt. Ankle injury his 3rd year there, and put up some decent numbers his senior year. And just happy to have him here at CFL.
Hakeem Bailey riding him out. Joseph Zima with the punt. Devontae Dedman coming in to take it off the hop. It hits him. Rolls around a bit more, and again, he's got nowhere to go. Alouettes all over Devontae Dedman on that one. Again, back around the Ottawa 10. Red Blacks back in the last July, and there you see what he did. Let's get more in his story now with Kenzie Lalonde. Kenzie?
Yeah, Bob Dice has been in this league for 21 years, and he says when it comes to Nick Arbuckle, whether he is starting or he is a backup, he prepares better than any professional he has ever seen. And for Nick, that all started back in high school. He would work out at the beach at 4:30 in the morning before his team's 6 a.m. lift. He'd go to class, and then afterwards he would run stairs next door to his high school. And that drive to get better all started there. And in his junior and senior year in high school, well, he wasn't even starting. And that is where he learned that if he could prepare himself for when the moment came, he would be ready. A quality now that is so valuable to the Red Blacks.
And he completes that one. Not much there, though. That is a short pass to Devontae Williams, who's greeted by Seontae Evans. And a loss of a couple of yards, Matty.
Yeah, and that work ethic, maybe a little above and beyond what most guys do, but most quarterbacks are cut from the same cloth. They got to be in there. So much to do and learn. And it's not what you know, it's what your teammates know, and you got to spend time with them. So Nick gets his work in, then he spreads love and knowledge with his teammates, and when they come in, and he just keeps going. And I just love the way he's programmed.
4 receivers to the left. He looks deep down the middle. The coverage is there, and Seontae Evans with a flag down has his 2nd interception. A couple of flags are down. There was double coverage down with that ball arriving from Arbuckle, and we'll wait and see what the flags are all about.
Yeah, unless, I mean, this ball should have never been thrown. He's going to his right, throws back across his body, and it's underthrown, and Evans is just chomping at the bit because he's undercutting it. High points it. Whole lot of tussling going on. I think we're going to get PI. But Seontae read that like a book. He said, "Thank you very much. Please throw it. Please throw it." And he did. He just went and high pointed it as his 2nd. on the game, see if it's going to count.
Well, Arbuckle and the Ottawa offense has stayed on the field.
The result of the play is an interception by Montreal.
Wow.
However, we have illegal participation. Montreal 94 playing without his helmet.
Oh.
This is a 10-yard penalty, but it's still first down for Montreal. Il y a une interception par Montréal. Toutefois, Montréal numéro 94.
So Mustafa Johnson playing without his helmet
Sans son casque.
as that play evolved. So it is another interception. The second pick of the night for Keontae Evans, and it is Alouette football. Red Blacks were hoping the penalty was against Montreal as the offense had stayed on. But
I guess Mustafa just felt like he didn't have to wear his helmet no more.
Fajardo faking it to stand back. And Lorenzo Malden, shoestring tackle. Could have been a lot worse as there was a lot of space ahead for Fajardo, who ultimately gets knocked down after a gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to get stand back going, and justifiably so. Just keep pounding, and then he's going to break one. Like any good back, you just keep giving opportunities to get better with touches, and Ottawa's doing a pretty good job of keeping him in check.
They mark it back at the 47, so a pickup of 3, a 2nd and 7. Under 5 minutes to go until halftime. Williams Stanback takes the short pass, and he drives his way for what appears to be a Montreal first down near midfield. Gain of 7 yards in the butt.
He turned his feet, got his shoulders north and south, and then it was just going to be a collision right in the sticks, and it was a big one now. You got to really make up your mind. Do I want to go high? Do I want to go low? You go as low as you possibly can. Thank goodness. They had some inside help there with a little weight, because those DBs were fixing to get trucked.
And we wondered how much Stanback would get tonight in terms of touches, and it's not just carrying the ball, it's those short passes as well, getting him in space. He's had 10 touches tonight. To the play fake, and the heat is on Fajardo right away as they blow that dead. Cariel Brooks finishing off the sack for the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Yeah, pressure right away here. 58. Carter, Bryce Carter coming off the edge. Second-year player from James Madison. Helping get there. Look, Cariel. He's been back there. Little Canna, he's back there. Meeting at Cody's house.
They met, finished up, closed up by Cariel Brooks, the ex-Hamilton Tiger Cat, first-year Red Blacks. Jesh Bernanke in for Stanback. They nearly get him again. They do, finishing it off again.
Coming in waves.
Tell you, the Red Blacks up front, and it's Bryce Carter involved again this time as they issue the 3-minute warning, but they are getting heat on Fajardo. They certainly do in this possession, as when we come back, the Alouettes are going to have to punt it away. Bryce Carter again.
Is Nick Arbuckle. That would be 2002. Milt played for him in 2008.
Wow.
Eagles lazy. That's all I know.
Dirty
According to
slam.
All right, Kate, and the panel coming up at the half as Joseph Zemas to punt it away. 2:32 now on the clock. Red Blacks defense, aside from giving up one big play, has done a pretty solid job tonight. Devontae Dedmon still covered well by that punting unit. The Montreal Alouettes. Here, Carl Pelado, the new owner of the Montreal Alouettes, and presumably is enjoying what he sees so far after that great start from his team, and committed to football in Quebec, and of course the Alouettes now. This is something he really wanted to do, and reinstill some pride and some energy in this city for the Canadian Football League. Good ownership change.
Right.
For the Montreal Alouettes.
We got great ownership change on the West Coast. Get it here on the East Coast. Yeah, all right.
That one is complete. hit right away is Justin Hardy by Wesley Sutton coming in.
You know, Rod, I was talking a game when we're not on, and other than the long ball to Austin back early in the game, 61-yarder, I really think that Ottawa has been able to hold Montreal in check here.
Well, two interesting stories. The Red Blacks have 4 sacks. The Alouettes have none. But Ottawa's turned it over 3 times. The Alouettes have not. It's a 2nd and 5. Ottawa 43. Arbuckle wide open coming across. Devontae Williams.
Like
he
that.
is taken down close to a first down for the Red Blacks at about the 48, 49-yard line. See where they spotted.
Yeah, and he was going to go more to the sidelines, and he finally realized I got to get north and south and move the sticks, and he found Avery Williams and just lowered his shoulder and tried to.
Gets it up to the 49, a first down. 1:46 on the clock. Red Blacks down 7. 3 to the right. Blitz coming, gets it away. That's complete to Quan Bray, and tugging on his jersey and slowing him down is his old teammate Najee Murray after a gain of about 4.
Najee Murray, 5th-year player from Kent State, just playing his area of the field, and nice job of patience coming up, making an open field tackle.
Moving up to Sam, strong side linebacker after playing in previous years at usually field half.
Yeah, a lot of people call Sam linebacker, but it's just another DB on the field in today's game. That's why you see 6 foot, 185, 190, 200-pound Sam linebackers now, because they got to cover so many people in space. Oftentimes with switch motion, they're covering the best receiver on the opposition's offense. And I mean, you got to have a heck of an athlete there, the one that's willing to stick his nose up in there. And Najee Murray fits that bill.
He's been a good one, Montreal, for a few years now.
We got a lot of them in the CFL. It's the way the game's played now. It's changing when I was playing that Sam linebacker position, evolving.
The weak side linebacker, Tyrese Beverett, was the injured player, so he has to head off on the 2nd and 7. Arbuckle throwing, completing again across midfield. Shorter passes as they get it to Bahar and try to get it close to another first down, but not quite.
Short,
yeah, they are short.
The yard, looking at, it's right in front of me, and it is at a yard. They need a yard here.
Full yard. What's Bob Dice going to do in this situation late in the first half?
That's the big boys coming in.
They're coming in. Hunter Stewart, Anthony Gosselin.
Yeah.
Keaton Bruntling's come in as well, receiver. And it is Tyree Adams, short yardage quarterback, the backup coming in. On a big 3rd and 1, early movement, Alouettes. Flags come out as Adams has easily enough for the first down. See an Alouette shoot the gap and fire in.
Yeah, Tyree's not the biggest quarterback, so when he's in there, I look for him to bounce. That's exactly what he did.
An offside Alouettes by the looks of things. So it doesn't really matter. But well done by Adams.
That was. Bob Dice, head coach for Red Blacks, had a lot of good things to say on our Zoom calls earlier in the week.
Alger offside, Montreal number 90. It's a 5-yard penalty, makes it a first down for Ottawa. Alger, Montreal number 96.
Veteran Armando Sewell is early.
That's pretty easy to see. Tyree has no choice but to bounce it because Sewell's on his ankles at that point. Armando, still thinking about that drop ball. Screen.
He'll be thinking about that one for a while. There he had a pick. He has a touchdown, I believe, against Ottawa, too, in Ottawa a couple of years ago in short yardage. Ran it like a fullback. Chance there to catch earlier.
Leading sack leader. And the current player in the league right now. On a roster, he leads the league. Armando Sewell, great player.
Great career he's had. A lot of it with Edmonton before coming over. Lots of connections between
We have
Edmonton
two
and
offsetting
Montreal.
misconduct penalties. Ottawa 64, Montreal 10. They're both misconducts. They offset. It's still first down Ottawa.
No harm, no foul.
Left tackle Dino Boyd and one of the ends, Nick Usher.
Dino was involved in that fiasco out in Saskatchewan last year. Getting back to Armando, he's got 68 sacks in his career. from the inside. I love it.
So here we go. About a minute away till halftime. Ottawa down 7, but with a chance to close the lead. Devontae Williams keeps his feet after contact, and he gets out of bounds with another red-black first down. Nicely done. A pickup of 11 yards.
And I think that's where they're going to have to start utilizing him more is out of the backfield because he's in space more. Starts with good protection. Slip it out there. Got plenty of room to work with. Makes the first guy miss. That's how it's done.
5 straight completions for Nick Arbuckle. And this drive at the Alouette 36, 56 seconds left. Finding room left side. That offensive line opening a hole for Devontae Williams and a good pickup on first down.
Yeah, and you know, he's feeling it right now. Starting to warm up. Offensive line. It's just going to sealing it. Hits that hole nicely. Gets north and south. Picks up almost 10. Puts him in a short yard situation. 2nd and 1 from the gun.
2nd and 1 from the gun. 34 seconds. Plenty of time. Lots of time. Complete again. And short coming across is Williams again. The big changes on that offensive line. Drew Desjardins had been with the New England Patriots after some years with Winnipeg, winning a couple of Grey Cups with the Blue Bombers and then leaving, trying the NFL, and then signing a free agent deal with the REDBLACKS. 23 seconds and counting. Montreal 25. Complete again. Down near a first down. Yes, it is. And that's Justin Hardy. No, Quan Bray, excuse me, the ex-Alouette.
And Quan coming back to the ball is always a good thing as a quarterback and as a receiver because you're going to see the ball a lot more when you start protecting the football for quarterbacks. And he comes back to that ball beautifully and makes the catch. He's working back to it right there. If he doesn't, it's going the other way.
Think of how bad the start was for the REDBLACKS in this game. It seemed like everything was going against them. 14 seconds to go till halftime, and they have a legitimate chance to head to the dressing room, all tied at 10. At the Alouette 14. Discussion there with Kahari Jones. Bob Dice, Jones the ex-Alouettes head coach. Now the offensive coordinator for Dice. REDBLACKS have been slowly turning this game around.
They have. Defense starting right there. Now Nick's moving the ball, dumping it down, accurate on the strive.
Here we go at the 14. 12 seconds left. A look into the end zone and a wide open receiver, but it's too far. Just ran out of space. Nate Bahar, a deep ball and past the dead ball line. And not able to stay in bounds in order to get that.
Yeah, you just need one in the CFL, and you see Nate trying to toe drag swag and runs out of room. A lot of room back there too, right, with the 20 yards, but timing wasn't there. Ball was late. Nate was open early. Nick just couldn't pick him up in time.
So Jones calling out another play and a critical one at that with 7 seconds on the clock. Could run another one. Still kick a field goal. Want the end zone to tie the game. 2nd down and 10. Arbuckle into the end zone again. Defense not caught. Jalen Ackland looked like he had it. Couldn't hang on. They were that close.
Not happy either.
For a chance to tie it up.
Boy, it's a nice ball. On the money. Squeeze it. 2 touchdowns last year. Remember that. Going to be his first of this year. It's
that close. Deontay Evans.
He got his right hand in on that football. That was just a tremendous throw. Heck of an effort. Deontay Evans' right hand knocks it out.
So Lewis Ward comes in for a 22-yard field goal. So they still do salvage something after another impressive drive late in this half. The Alouettes scored the first 10 points, but Ottawa's offense has been turning it around, and their defense, minus one play in particular, has been very strong in this season opener.
When healthy, and that's William Stanback. 10 carries, 32 yards, and he's had a tough sled, but you got to continue to pound it up in there. You are who you are. William knows that. You heard him at the half, and he's up for the task.
Devontae Dedmon as the second half begins, and the Red Blacks have the ball, trailing by 4, and looking to keep that momentum going that they established late in the half, and a 27-yard return by Dedmon. So here comes Nick Arbuckle.
Yeah, I'm running on the football field. Love that field position. But Nick, like I said, he was his own worst enemy. This ball is severely underthrown. He gets it out there. The is not positioned to make a play, and then here he just overfires Jalen Ackland. This is just a throw that never should have been made, and Ciante Evans says, thank you very much. I like this. Last drive, settles down, finds Bray here, moving the sticks, cuts into that lead. Need to see more of that in the second half.
12 for 20 for 94 yards with those 2 picks by Ciante Evans. Second half begins in the hands of Devontae Williams. Gets it up near the Red Black 50. So a short gain, 2 yards, second down and long coming up for Ottawa.
Both defenses pretty stingy on the run game here. We talked about Devontae Williams in the first half. I love him out of the backfield because I think he's that elusive type of player. Get the ball in space. He's going to exploit the defense in a hurry and rough sledding between the tackles to this point.
Ty Avery Williams there. In his CFL career, had only been an Ottawa Red Black, their leading tackler last year, his first game with Montreal against his old team. Arbuckle, deep look, right side, wants Quan Bray, and he's got him. The ex-Alouette with a big play for the Red Blacks against his old team. Bray brings it down, a gain of 44, and deep in the Montreal zone.
Boy, it's a nice ball. Right on money, too. NQ, and he puts it right on the numbers. Got the Feast Lion, flatten his feet, double move. Quan Bray, big play.
Ottawa pressing right away. The run, right side. Yeah. Jamal Davis takes down Devontae Williams.
Right, and yeah, a lot of hand fighting right here. Little left arm into the chest of Lyons. See a lot there. Good play, nice ball. Good body position by Quan. Settling down here for the Rough Riders, and they need it.
Gain of 3 Williams. 2nd and 7 Ottawa. The Montreal 13. Early second half. Alouettes, who had led 10-0 at one point, now see a 10-6 lead. And they get some heat. Jamal Davis comes in off the edge. Straight in to take Arbuckle down, and a big sack on that second down play.
Yeah, I just love this here. He's right here, top of the line, and he's going to do his thing. Just beats the right tackle, rips him underneath, squashes Arbuckle. In the play before, read the ISO, came down. I let Nick Arbuckle get the edge 24/7. You have to hurt me out there, read the run, stepping up big time.
Lewis Ward, 30 yards, 3 for 3. And now we suddenly have a 1-point game to start this second half. A big play by the Red Blacks to move down. A big play by the Alouette defense.
Wow. You gonna watch that?
Absolutely.
Look pretty good.
Tell you what, I'm going to watch the rest of this game too, because it's getting really interesting.
Yeah,
isn't it? We got a 1-point game here.
Right?
3 field goals from Lewis Ward.
We're in Montreal on a Saturday night.
We are indeed. Great place to be. Opening week, the kickoff week for the CFL. It's Chandler Worthy on the return. He's taken down. Good coverage by the Red Blacks to take him down as Cody Fajardo comes back on.
Cody stepping up. This is the most explosive play they had in the first half, and it came early. Austin Mack right down the middle, covered by Abdul Kana, and then Cody finds the end zone for the 36th time of his career. Called play. You think he's going to get enough punishment throughout the year, let alone call him play, but why not tap into him while he's healthy?
Well, you see he's 5 for 8, Matty. Take away the 61 yards. He has not
like
had
a
lot
drive, not a half.
Yeah, he has not had a lot of passing yards since. They've been running the ball about as much as they've been throwing it. The breakdown, in fact.
Not a lot of success running the football.
It's just about 50-50. We talked to Jason Moss about this. When you have a running back like William Stanback, the breakdown is normally, what, 65-35 pass run in the CFL. Will Montreal run it more? They have been. As said, it's 50-50 right now. Exactly.
Oh, I like that. I like that balance. And you got to be true to who you are. You heard William Stanback say, everybody knows what we're going to do. We're going to continue to try to do it. And you got to pound. early, try to wear him down, and then just pop one into the secondary.
Standing in, he's faced a lot of heat tonight. Sacked 4 times. He has to get away that time to Austin Mack, and it falls short. So 3rd and 8 and a 2 and out on the first possession of the second half for Fajardo and the Montreal Alouettes.
The tide has turned. Aaron Miles loving it, putting it to his old team.
I was just going to say, talk about Kahari Jones, his defensive coordinator here in Montreal last year, and before that was Baron Miles.
Yeah, he's trying to hide that smile.
A Hall of Famer, and you know that for Jones and Miles, this must really mean something to come back here.
They're burning their both ends, trying to figure out this game plan. So far, their team's executing it on both sides.
Devontae Dedman after the Zima punt. One thing the Alouettes have consistently done well tonight is punt cover. Again, limiting any kind of damage. You see Zach Lindley in his second year out of Western, one of the special teams tackles leaders a year ago in his rookie season.
Yeah, and your star receiver is just finding tough sledding. That's a nice move. Get it out there. Ball could have been thrown another 10 yards downfield over the top and couldn't stick it in there. And that's a nice catch on a dig route and throw. And Milt Stigler, a Hall of Fame receiver in the end, back in the studio, says he's got to hang on to that one. I tend to agree, but credit Keontae Evans, too, for getting his right hand in there late. Give him something to think about.
Jackson Bennett, the running back, staying in to protect. Arbuckle gets it away, but Juan Bray couldn't hang on. Got hands on it, falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 is coming up.
Game happens fast, you know, you got to be on top of it. It's a rhythm thing too, right? And we saw a rhythm by the Red Blacks in the last drive of the first half. Other than that, we haven't seen any rhythm at all by these offenses. They got to mix it up. I may go no huddle. I may, if I'm Montreal, I may think about throwing the ball on 1st and 10 as opposed to running it.
We got a 2nd and 10 now at the Ottawa 27. They move down for a field goal on their first possession. Over to the right for a first down. The coverage is there. Nafis Lyon. And it was Justin Hardy, the intended receiver, complaining that his shirt was being tugged.
Yeah, but that may have been the case, but the ball hit both of his hands, right? Got to help the quarterback out there. Ran a nice route, come back to the football late in the first half. I think he'd like to have that one back regardless of whether or not he was getting tugged on or not.
So a couple of 2 and outs by Montreal and now Ottawa as Richie Leone stands inside his 15. Punting it away to Chandler Worthy. Heads off to his left just inside the 40. Worthy. He could be a game breaker and make some nice moves to get it up across the Alouette 50, and a flag does come out as well on that play as the Alouettes get set to come back on the field with just a 1-point lead. Ball at their 35, leading by a point in this second half is Fajardo. Throws it deep. It's caught again by Austin Mack. 2 passes hauled down by Mack for big yardage, the biggest offensively for that Alouette offense on the night.
Timing of this throw is what happens here. Cody Fajardo got it out there in time. Defender did not have a chance to make a play on it. Only the receiver did. He spots it, comes back to it. Back shoulder throw. That's getting it done right there. Big play for Montreal. Needed that one.
And Malden is down on that play, and here is why, coming in on Fajardo. Christian Matt, the right guard.
Maybe just the wind knocked on him a little bit.
Good to see
he's just
trots off the field.
He's just going to chill inside.
He's got to chill a little bit more. Important possession now looming for the Red Black defense.
Going back to that catch by Austin Mack. DB had his hands in there just trying to knock it out. He secured that all the way to the end. Ball was just not going anywhere. Austin Mack, beautiful catch.
In his first year out of Ohio State, he's made a couple of big catches on the night. Stand back, nowhere to run on that first down at the Ottawa 41.
Cleon Lang just said, no, I'm going to go ahead and just bury myself in this hole over here to the left and just take this gap. And if you want to go somewhere, you're going to have to come back into my teammates because you're not going over me. Cleon Lang getting it done in the middle, making life tough on William Standback. Not many yards for as many touches as they're giving this guy. Keep pounding and believing if you're Montreal. 2nd and 10.
Fajardo dumps it off to Hergy Mayala and makes something happen after the catch as well to get it inside the 40 and down near a 1st down. See where they spot the football. Looks like a 3rd and short is coming up.
Yeah, you got to throw your receivers open, and when they're on plays like that, it's exactly what Cody Fajardo did. You can't throw it behind him. You got to throw it in front of him, get his shoulders and his momentum headed towards where the vacancy is, and it's exactly what happens for Hergy. Gives him a chance to pick up, set up a 3rd and short.
And the bigs come out. It's 3rd down, a little over a yard. The Ottawa 32. Closer to 2. Fajardo standing in under center. This short yardage situation goes left. And he's got it and more. Takes it.
The ball's out.
And the ball comes out. Red Blacks say they have it. Fajardo had enough for the 1st down. They're still sorting it out. Carriel Brooks.
Wow, it is their ball.
And the officials agree. So what a change in momentum here after Montreal the 1st
by
down.
Ottawa. 1st down.
Wow. Take a look at this. Cody does a nice job of finding the hole in the seam on the left side behind Sewell. The ball's definitely out. James Tuck in there. There's Cody coming on the right. But it looks like he gets kicked out by his own man, his left foot. Kicked the ball out of Fajardo's left arm. Ottawa comes up with a huge turnover.
And the first turnover benefiting the Red Blacks after they had turned it over 3 times. And they're at the 31 with the ball midway through the 3rd quarter. Nowhere to go for their running back.
I'll tell you why. Because,
Jackson Bennett.
I mean, there's just, where's the threat? Where's the threat on the edge? Where's the threat off the edge? There is no threat off the edge whatsoever. And there's 2 people out there. You got to get the football. That's your read as a quarterback. And there's nothing there. You got 2nd level support on the QB. Just go down there and make the play. That's exactly what happens. It's just good defense.
So they lose a couple of yards.
I'd get out of that play if I was quarterback. Check out of it. Get some positive.
2nd and 12 at the Ottawa 29. Down for Nate Bahar. And out of bounds incomplete. Marc-Antoine Dubois in there on Bahar.
4 picks last year from the free safety spot. And Dubois is undercutting this big time, coming hard. 6'3", closing in a hurry. Off his back foot, slinging it. Just enough to distract Nate Bahar, squeezing that for a 1st down. Nice play by Antoine Dubois.
So they benefited with that fumble recovery after the Alouette 1st down, but they can't do anything with it, and Richie Leone stands back at his 15. Chandler Worthy awaiting at his 35. Flags coming out. And Worthy going down. Touche, the Montreal mascot. And working hard an opening night here at Molson State. Shots ahead. So interesting final round. Taylor Corey Connors gets a shot behind him. And they head to the final 18 of the Canadian Open tomorrow on TSN. Cody Fajardo in the Alouettes, still leading by 1. They went 2 and out to start the 2nd half. This their 2nd possession of the half. It's complete. Keon Julian Grant breaks free. His first catch of 2023, and it's a big one. Julian Grant from St. FX in his 4th season.
Julian Grant's right here. His formation that got Ottawa all confused, and he just kind of sits in a little hole there. They're looking like faking bubble screen, and Julian Grant does the rest. And this is why I think this kid's going to have a breakout year, because you get the ball in his hands, and he's explosive. He's got strong lower half, and he can fly. needs to see the ball more often.
51-yard gain to get it close to the Ottawa 30. Fajardo completes that one to Austin Mack on the out and out of bounds. And a gain of 4.
You see, he had a good game. I love the formation. They put a tight end in there, then they motioned him out and made it look like it was going to be a bubble screen. And they found Julian Grant a nice little hole. He did the rest. Nice job by AC. Excellent play call.
It's another catch for Mack, and he's had some big receptions, one in each half, and then that one for 4 yards, a 2nd and 6 at the Ottawa 29. Blitz coming. They got him again. That Ottawa defense has been a nightmare in this Alouette debut for Cody Fajardo. Lots of heat. Sack number 5 for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Douglas Coleman.
Yeah, and he's right here. He just basically comes unabated right around the edge. Just like track him, take him down. Douglas Coleman, second-year player from Texas Tech. He's a Raider. Feels comfortable in those red colors. I like it. So does he. Forces a long field goal.
David Cote 1 for 1 from 31. This is a 45-yard try. Cote in his 3rd year as the kicker for the Alouettes. And make that 2 for 2 as they open up a lead again to 4 points now for the Alouettes in their season opener.
And he kind of chuckled and said, oh, he comes as advertised. In particular, that pro mindset is simply contagious. And Rod, when you look at some of the younger linebackers in Tyrell Richards, Brian Harrell-Amata, it really is a perfect fit.
And Kenzie, he left. The REDBLACKS went out and got Javon Santos Knox. And so we had that rotation, him going there to the Alouettes and playing well in his debut with Montreal against his former team. Flags coming out on that, and it's finger pointing time again.
I'm in Noel Thorpe's corner, but it's a no-brainer. That guy's a straight-up football player. There's Noel Thorpe there. He knew what he was getting. Key there, what Kenzie said. Football pro mindset just makes everybody better. His approach to the game, away from the game.
Offside. Montreal number 10. Hors-jeu, Montreal number 10. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Nick Usher, the end of the Alouettes, is ultimately called on that offside. So it'll be a 1st and 5 coming up here for Arbuckle and the REDBLACKS.
You can't hide when you're 6'4", 260 pounds. With your player from UTEP. Williams,
the running back. He is the ball, but he is hauled down. It's Nick Usher, well, making amends for the off-season, or for the offside, coming in for that tackle.
Better make a play. He called for a penalty. The guy who was guilty is charged.
Second down, Arbuckle pressures on, gets it away, but no, that affected his throw as the Alouettes were bringing the heat. Nick Henninger, his first year, number 43 coming in.
Yeah, he's right here, and Nick's got to field this, and he's got his back free releasing. Give it to him in space. Shoulder pads downfield. Got a chance. Didn't see him.
Avery Williams liked it. 4 straight incompletions for Arbuckle. Henninger, who was on the Alouette practice roster last year, making his debut. Leone to punt. Worthy back. Inside his 15. And he gets free. Can he find the edge? Got something going there up to the 35 before he's pushed out of bounds. Jason Moss, an easy hire for Danny Machocha. They have a long history going back to the Edmonton days 2 decades ago. Here's what he had to say about that in coming to Montreal.
He and I are close, and so close, and we've been close as a player coach, a GM player, you know, and then now a GM coach and head coach. the dynamic or how I feel about Danny, how we talk and speak to one another, it doesn't change. So it's just like, you know, it's like the guy I met 20 years ago kind of thing.
In 2002, Moss was Edmonton's quarterback, and Machocha was offensive coordinator, later became head coach. So they won a Grey Cup together. Ricky Ray was there as well as quarterback, and later too when Machocha was the general manager in Edmonton. They go way back, and that relationship continues.
Yeah, those relationships, they don't come by too often. You know, I was fortunate. I had some great relationships. Head coach Jackie Parker, Adam Rita shortly thereafter, certainly Steve Goldman, Mike Kelly, one of my best friends to this day. Just outstanding relationships. When you have that as a coach, player, carries on. You get older, positions change, but the friendship doesn't.
It continues here in Montreal on the second down play. It's complete to Mayala. Brandon Dandridge is on him, but it is a first down for Mayala. He gains 13 yards as the sticks move for Montreal.
Yeah, he's just right here hanging out. Just going to go sit down over here in the sidelines. Give it to me, Kelly. I like how he opened his hips, turns back to the quarterback. Cody's going there right away. Just got to get the laces and stick it on him. It's an easy pitch and catch.
Gets it up near the 49, Alouettes.
It's not like they've asked Cody to do too much in this football.
Had some big plays, some big passes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another one.
There's another one coming down the middle into coverage for Keon Julian Grant. Douglas Coleman coming back to help out Abdul Kenna, and that falls incomplete.
Yeah, I think, you know, his ball's got to be, again, thrown out there a little more. He's got to wait for it. It's thrown out. He's there. Just throw it out there. He's got to stop and wait for it. And then traffic and help comes and it gets ugly. Jason thinks might have been a little contact there, maybe. Abdul Kanay climbing up his back too early. What do you think? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Is his challenge flag out?
There it is. Again, this is all caused by
Montreal is challenging that there should have been pass interference on the last play against Ottawa number 11. The play will be reviewed. Montréal demande une revision du jeu. Ils sont d'avis qu'il aurait dû avoir une interférence.
And announced by veteran official Ben Major, working his 300th CFL game, the referee tonight.
Impressive, huh?
Sure is.
Spitting it out there in 2 languages. Yeah.
And what do you think here of the challenge?
Yeah, I mean, slow motion.
And it's slow motion PI.
Climbing up his back right there. He gets there early, definitely. And I like how Julian went hard back to it. And I think that's going to draw the penalty. And I think that's a good call and challenge by Jason Moss. Could be a difference in the ball game at this point, the way these points are not.
And in
field position.
Scoring range again if they get this penalty, to be sure.
Take a field goal, go up 7.
Keon Julian Grant, interesting story. Great receiver out of St. Francis Xavier, and does not get a lot of balls thrown his way. I remember a game against Saskatchewan last year, his first touchdown in the CFL. That was against the Riders, and it was thrown by Trevor Harris. But he's had a big catch earlier in the night, and could be a big play here in terms of penalty.
He beat 2 defenders there. Ball's thrown out there. He's got them both beat. Got Coleman underneath. Douglas Coleman from Texas Tech. Got Abdul Kanay over the top. He's from New Mexico Highlands. 9-year veteran.
Okay, copy, Tom.
Waiting for word on the challenge by Jason Moss of pass interference by Abdul Kenna. And here's what they've decided.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's second down. Montreal loses their challenge and a timeout. Suite à la reprise vidéo, il n'y a pas de pénalité. C'est deuxième essai. Montréal perd un temps mort.
No PI. Bob Dice likes that. So goes back to second down at the Montreal 49.
I think it was a good challenge.
Fajardo. To the left. Out of bounds, Keyshawn Abram, the intended receiver, but third down is coming up. So, yeah, that definitely turned. Challenge didn't get it. And that might have made a huge difference if they had, but instead they'll have to kick it away.
Cody just looked left the whole time there. Never once tried to deceive the defense and look him off. He just looked there for the wheel route. I wasn't going to be caught whether it was a throw behind or over the top because both defenders were there because his eyes brought him over there.
Last play of the quarter coming up. Devontae Dedmon has not been able to get any kind of big return going. Something that he's been known for is this will be tough too, as it's just going to head out of bounds at about the 21 Red Blacks. So no chance for Dedmon that time after a 41-yarder by Joseph Zima. The Red Blacks had closed to within one, and then a field goal by Montreal to make it a 4-point game. Final quarter coming up in this opener on TSN. And those numbers do tell a story for the defense. Only 22 on the board and a 4-point Alouette lead heading into the fourth.
Yeah, those numbers look like first quarter numbers.
Yeah.
Not after the third quarter. I think both defensive coordinators are pretty pleased with the effort by their other units out there, just making it tough on the opposition, and they've been bringing a lot of pressure, making it tough on them in the run game and making them throw it in second and long situations. And so far, it's been all defense here in a 13-9 football game, and Noel Thorpe and Aaron Miles have been doing a heck of a job, and all that time in the lab creating all these looks and putting the guys in the right spots, paying off for them.
Well, you look at Cody Fajardo's Alouette debut. I mean, good and bad. He's connected on some big plays, but he's been under a lot of pressure as well, sacked 5 times.
He's going to need ice cold whirlpool. He's going to do some chilling himself.
Fourth quarter begins. Devontae Williams. Defense, defense, defense. Short gain. Tyrese Beverett in the bunch there, and as is the big veteran Armando Sewell. Stop Williams. Gain of 3.
He's just always around the football between the tackles and sometimes off the edge. He's working on the jugs machine afterwards this week.
Second down, Red Black 24. Start the final 15, down 4 points. 4-man rush, off to the left, incomplete to Nate Bahar, the veteran out of Carleton University, bumped out by Nafis Lyon and a first down Ottawa.
What down was that, Rod? That was second down. That's right. And who did he throw the football to?
Nate Bahar.
Nate Bahar. Nice route by Nate Bahar. Just an out route. Number 3 position to the short side. Nafis Lyon's got to come up there and say hello to him. That's easy right there. That's all day, every day.
Bahar was third in receiving yards for the Red Blacks. Last year he had 727 and a couple of touchdowns. First and 10. Ottawa 33. Arbuckle on the toss left. Williams finds some room and he breaks out. Devontae Williams.
And Avery Williams is right hot on his heels. He had to be. Avery starts in the middle. He starts and little fake inside, then kick it out to him like a little option. Outflanks Beverett. There's Avery Williams dragging him down. Otherwise, he's gone.
Good burst by Devontae Williams. A good tackle by Avery Williams, and it's a 7-yard gain.
He had no business being out there because he was gap contending inside, trying to stop that run, and bounced out there and struck him down for 8 yards.
Second and 3. Handing off to Jackson Bennett. First down. Red Blacks getting a drive together here, and up to 45, a gain of 6. Ottawa.
Yeah, just watch 2 in the middle. That's why you love them. Right here, watch them, folks. Just sees it, reads it. Oh, get there, get there. Yeah, you'd probably like them went back, right? Take a better angle, get more leather on him. But he's all around the football.
To the 46. First down. Early fourth quarter. That's complete midfield. That's Justin Hardy in his second year with the Red Blacks, and a gain of 10 just over, and another first down for Ottawa.
Yeah, Justin's right here. He's going to sit down right in front of Beverett. Sit right there. Zone. Stick it on him. It's easy, you know, just seeing it, being on the same page. These guys haven't really worked together a lot. You know, like I said, no contact, a couple preseason games. Betson's not getting a lot of PT. Iron out the kinks here.
The Alouette 54 on the first, complete again. Ottawa's got something going now.
Rhythm.
It is Bahar again, and 13 more yards for the Red Blacks.
What down was the run?
That was second down, Matty.
That's
you got
right.
your guy.
Yeah. And watch out. Watch the rhythm here. He's seeing it right now and feeling it. Falls out. Throw a dart. That's the way it's supposed to happen for Harry Jones. He's been there, done that. He knows a thing or two about slinging a rock. Threw like, I don't know, a gazillion touchdowns one year when he was a Bomber.
Yeah, the old quarterback, yeah, he and his friend Milt Stiegel.
Yeah,
they had a year.
Yeah, Milt was just telling him, throw it over here, throw it deep, okay? Just give me the ball, just throw it up, and I'm going to get it.
What a combination they were.
My goodness.
And that's Williams on the carry and picks up a few more yards, a second and long coming up. Are you suggesting they'll look Bahar's way again? That's what you'd do.
Not a bad idea.
Well, you've been hammering that point home.
Kind of like Kahari and Milt, you know, not a bad idea. Reinventing the deep ball. Milt got like 40 of those 46 that year. That was spectacular. That's why they call him a touchdown beagle. Kahari Jones not afraid to throw it deep. Only needs 7 here.
Second down inside the Montreal 40. Red Blacks on the move. Look off to the left for Hardy. The intended receiver, Wesley Sutton, was there on a high throw.
He got a speed cut that. He didn't speed cut that. He's got to roll out of that. I think he catches that football. That's just being on the same page, right?
So Lewis Ward comes on.
This is what I'm talking about. He chops his feet. Is supposed to just speed cutting that. He catches the ball, but just comes out and rolls out of it.
He's 3 for 3, and we make it 4 for 4. How many times have the Red Blacks counted on the leg of Lewis Ward to keep them in it, keep it close? It is. Lewis Ward with his 4th field goal. Richie Leone with the short kickoff now. Chandler Worthy takes it across the 30 and 40. So good place for the Alouettes to start with their lead once again knocked down to just a single point with under 10 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter as Cody Fajardo coming back on 10 for 17, 195 yards passing.
See if Coach Moss and Cody can get on the same page. We have another explosive play here. It's like-minded players right there, hard-nosed quarterbacks, just willing to do whatever it takes to win. I like watching these relationships grow and continue to grow. See what AC, his influence on Cody Fajardo is going to be like.
Williams stand back. The Alouette offense is
that well, aren't they?
Running a lot tonight. Yeah.
1st and 10 run. 1st and 10 run. Baron Miles got that figured out.
Both these teams hoping to have a different result in the opener compared to last year. Both lost by heartbreaking field goals in the final minute in their opener last year. Ottawa was in Winnipeg and Montreal was in Calgary. On a night when they lost William Stanback for 3 or 4 months with an injury. Fajardo up to his left. And he has Keon Julian Grant. First down, and nothing more there as tangles with Douglas Coleman, but an 11-yard pickup for Fajardo with the outs.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. He moved 2 guys over late, and he's going to run here. He's going to slide down into this coverage, and Cody's going to throw a dart over the top. Well, I like it. Good timing. Nice concept. Get the defense to pre-snap, move, and then you know what you got. Just go run the route and pitch and catch.
Get it to the Ottawa 53 now in a 1st and 10. 8:40 on the clock. 1-point game. Fajardo off to his right. It's Austin Mack again. Hasn't had a ton of catches, but it seems every time he does catch the ball, it's something big for this rookie out of Ohio State.
Yeah, and this is just another beautiful throw by Cody Fajardo, and he's right here. And he's going to run. Take him inside and then outside release. Little throw behind. Give himself a lot of room to work with. That's created by the release. Cody spots it out there nicely right over the top.
How about this debut? 4 catches, 120 yards for one Austin Mack.
Talking about him being stellar in training camp. It's carried over to week 1.
That was a gain of 21. Right side. Williams stand back. No. Kene Onyeka. Michael Wakefield. They're in there to take that great running back down for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, they're in Cote field goal range for sure. Get those 3 points back, but boy, they're putting themselves in a lot of second and longs here, running on first and down, trying to stick with that game plan, but Stanback's been held in check. That Ottawa defense. Aaron Miles saying, not on my watch. They can beat you with Cody's arm and these new receivers.
Cody Fajardo's debut with the Alouettes. And he has been under pressure a lot in the night.
There
and
he
who's
is.
coming in? He had 17 sacks to lead the CFL a year ago. Lozo 4.
That hurt up here.
Comes up with the 6th sack for the REDBLACKS on the night.
My ribs and my shoulders hurt up here, Rod. Oh my goodness. He's right here, folks. Watch this guy do his thing as I draw all over him. Get him cleaned up and he's going to go dirty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Working on the left tackle, Nick Callender, and getting in and taking Fajardo down. And
just put his hands on his chest, pushed him away, and just destroyed Cody.
The kickers have been perfect tonight, but yeah, this pushes Cote back a little further towards the 50. This will be about a 48-yard try.
4th in the league last year in accuracy.
And he splits the uprights
There you go.
So the perfection does continue there with the kickers, and once again a 4-point lead is established as the Alouettes get that field goal back. Rough night in terms of sacks for Fajardo. Tonight in his Alouette debut, Matty.
He certainly has, and I'm going to put money on him mostly on second and long, where the defense can just pin the ears back and not have to worry about the run, because they've stopped it on 1st and 10, forcing a lot of these situations, and they've been feasting on Cody Fajardo. He's going to be searching for that ice-cold whirlpool after this football game, win or lose.
6 times, most recently by Lorenzo Malden, the sacks leader in 2022, and most outstanding defensive player. So Ottawa ball at the 40 after the Alouette field goal, and taking it is Justin Hardy, and great work by Dubois, who lost him, fell down, got up, and still made the tackle.
Watch what he does before in the recognition. He comes down, and he's got to come a long way, and he's on a dead run. And and like you said, Rod, is that second effort. He's coming from depth. See him coming to the screen. He beats the inside man who's supposed to block him, Williams, and he makes an open field tackle. That's how special this kid is. A lot of praise coming from his head coach. Training camp that he had, building on what he did last year, Rod.
And Jason Moss really impressed with Marc-Antoine Dubois in his 3rd year. There's a deep look. Arbuckle into double coverage again, and he's thrown another pick. Najee Murray was back there with Keontae Evans, who had picked off Arbuckle twice earlier, and this time it is Murray, and another one of those passes you talk about, Matty, where there's not much there for the REDBLACKS receiver. Good coverage, Alouettes.
Double covered, under and over, got him sandwiched.
For Jalen Ackland, turnover number 4 for the REDBLACKS. One here, a 4-point lead after an Ottawa turnover that was in effect almost like a punt, a 51-yard pass intercepted by Najee Murray.
Yeah, Najee Murray, he's inside. This is great defense. Watch him right here, and he's just gonna kick out to Ackland, and then you've got Keontae Evans over the top, and they're gonna in and out him, they're high-low him. It's an Ackland sandwich. He's double covered. You can't throw this football. Get off of it. Predetermined, threw into traffic. Najee Murray's got an easy pick.
3rd pick thrown by Arbuckle on the night. As mentioned in the first half, there were 2 that Keontae Evans grabbed. For the Alouette 23 and a 2nd and 6. Off to the left for Stanback. Cuts it back and has lots of room ahead after that move. Williams Stanback, his biggest gain of the night on that short reception, gets it up near midfield.
That's that play you're talking about. You know, it didn't happen on the ground. It happened through the air. And he just swings out to his left, and you're going to get the big boy the football, and that's an explosive play you're looking for. They've been feeding him the rock. Watch him just slide to his left. Easy pitch and catch. Get it out there. He's got him outflanked. Make a move. Gone. Boy, they really exploited Douglas there.
And that cutback on Bryce Carter really.
That was Bryce Carter, 858.
Freed up some space.
That was like stealing right there. Nice cut back. Big explosive play for Stanback.
Gain of 29, has it again, right side. Trying to get close to midfield. There's Douglas Coleman there.
Yeah, you know, that's where you want the big boy running this sideline to sideline and not north and south. And here you saw him going east and west, and defense was able to rally, limit him to a short game.
That's 17 touches. Not all running plays, of course. We see him having some success with those short passes like that one the play before.
Just under 4 yards a touch for William Stanback, the workhorse tonight for Montreal. Sticking to the game plan, staying true to it. And I like it because.
And for the most part, Red Blacks D, you know, they're focusing on William Stanback. Takes that shovel pass inside and Stanback again. And gets it to about the 50. A late flag comes out. From the Ottawa side, the Stanback went down in what would be third and a couple of yards away.
So we got to keep your composure late in this football.
We have a
game.
misconduct penalty. Montreal, number 68. We'll go back 15 yards from the end of the play. It's going to be third down.
That's Pierre-Olivier Lestage called that misconduct. And that'll force them to punt it away as they're pushed way back to their own 45-yard line.
Don't come back to me like that. Get the fuck out of my face.
And a little infighting off of the Alouette sideline, as you could see and hear.
Trying to win a ball game. Tempers are flying, emotions running high. It's going to happen. Don't be alarmed. A lot of that goes on. These big boys
sorting it out.
off some steam.
Sorting it out from the 30, Joseph Zima.
You want them to be that, but you want them to be in control of their emotions, though, and you can't have those penalties late in this ball game.
Devontae Dedman still looking to break it out. And he is stuck coming down. Nick Henniger's had a couple of big plays in punt cover, and that gets some tempers flaring between the Red Blacks and the Alouettes. But again, good punt coverage, Montreal on Dedman. But it's Ottawa football. They are down 4 in the fourth quarter.
His third interception was all about, and he gives him a few words of advice and saying, don't do that again. He says, yes, sir, got it. You can't throw in the double coverage, triple coverage. You can't do that. You can't predetermine. You have to read the defense.
See, Jeremiah Masoli was part of that conversation off to the left as well with Gahari Jones. And Nick Arbuckle to try it again. A little behind, and it's popped up by Hardy. Could have had it, should have had it, but he doesn't.
Now Jay Murray staying hot.
Second down coming up.
Nice open field hit, knocking the ball loose. Again, patience, knowing where your area is, come up and make the play. Yeah, that's just beautiful right there on so many different levels. Good form, knocking the ball loose.
Hardy
wrapped him.
Had to reach back, Matty, and looked like he had control of it eventually, but you're right, great play by Najee Murray. 2:23 in the fourth quarter. 16-12. Red Blacks trailing by 4. Stepping up as Arbuckle takes off. Gets across the 30. Doesn't look like it'd be, let's see where they spot it, quite enough for it.
Mustafa Johnson getting on his big old horse, Clydesdale, running him down.
And the punting team is coming on. 2:15 on the clock, and Ottawa, Richie Leone, they're gonna kick it away.
That was an effort play right there by 94. Two nice plays there by Thornton's defense.
And Ottawa's defense overall performing very well tonight, and obviously this decision to punt, they're counting on that defense to make it quick and get them the ball back.
Not a very good punt by Richie, at all.
Bouncing way back. This will be great for the Alouettes, close to midfield for Montreal to start after the Leone punt.
Yeah, you know, with so many good returners in the league, punters are often trying to position punt, kick. You've seen it on kickoffs. Saw it there. He tried to do too much and just didn't get the job done there. And he's disappointed, as he should be.
Leone, one of the best punters historically in recent history in the Canadian Football League. And Cody Grace. Grace was, they were 1-2 last year in net punting yards, and Leone was second in the CFL and inside the 10 as well.
Yeah,
we're talking about 10, a great punter.
I think he had 10 or 11 inside there. Yeah, he had 11 inside the 10. Oh, he can do it.
Big moment for Cody Fajardo now, trying to win his debut with the Alouettes. On the ground, they keep it. And that's the kind of thing we've expected in the past from William Stanback when he takes a handoff.
How about Jason Moss staying with that run, though, Rod? Just staying with it, Yeah.
You said, Matty, in that first half, and it's continued. They've been about 50-50 run passing this year.
Yeah, coming right down here, coming right downhill. Right there, hitting that gap, pounding it. Christian Matt, 12-year vet, leading the way. That's an explosive play they've been counting on here with under 2 minutes to play. That's a big run. Patience pays off for the Alouettes run game.
We heard earlier he had told Kenzie Lalonde that, you know, he'd lost some weight.
Yeah.
He wanted to be faster, not just about, you know, the stereotypical power back that we have seen. And he has shown more speed, but that was the kind of stand back that we've grown accustomed to.
Yeah, he was naming some backs down in the States that he wanted to emulate. I said, well, you need to emulate one that used to play right here, Mike Pringle.
He knows of his legacy well, and he's not going anywhere that time. The REDBLACKS coming in is Coleman, Douglas Coleman, with the tackle, and in behind, a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, and I think this is his 20th touch ball game.
Timeout.
It was just
Ottawa.
Not a very good exchange. Not a very good exchange at all. The quarterback opened up the wrong way. Bob, how about him? Huh? Playing it cool over there, punting out of their own end. Bad punt.
That did not work out the way he wanted it, obviously. But, you know, a moment here. So we're second down and 11, and if they don't gain another inch, they'd have a field goal try from the high 40s, close to 50 for Cote, and that would make it a 7-point game. This is a big down coming up for the REDBLACKS defense with 1:27 on the clock.
I may run the ball here.
They do. It's Fajardo. And just gets it a little bit closer for Cote, down to the 40, so it'd be about a 47-yard try coming up. And remember,
just keep that clock going.
One Devontae Dedmon would be back in the end zone should Cote lose his perfect run tonight. He has been perfect. Just bringing up the point.
Yeah, I like where you're going with that, Rod. Yeah.
But Cote has been money, as has Lewis Ward.
Yeah, like I said, fourth in accuracy last year in the CFL. And Cote, he was 44 of 51 for 86, just over 86%. Long of 56. This is 47.5. Chip shot for him.
Cote has a leg, and he's been perfect. And he's still perfect. Tucks it in right side for the product of Laval, Rougeau, David Cote. With applause from his head coach, Jason Moss. And a 7-point game. And you see the reaction from Dedmon too. Aw, shucks. He wanted a chance.
Jason Moss being true to his play calling today, running the football in that drive.
And those long field goal drives must be nerve-wracking too when you know you have a great returner back there. If you miss it and there's a long way to run. We've seen that happen before.
Changed the game. Don Matthews started taking his big guys off the field and put more more athletic players on the field for covering those long field goals, because you get the big boys out there, 350-pounders trying to cover Devontae Dedmon, forget about it.
He didn't get that chance, though. Dedmon came back from the NFL Miami last year, had been Just such a great returner. In 21, he was the CFL's most outstanding special teams player. But
people weren't even kicking to him when he came back.
Dedmon now. And again, the cover teams have done a terrific job just to hammer that point home, certainly, especially in punt coverage. But Dedmon, who is a pretty tough one to contain, has had a night that the Alouettes have kept him under control and didn't have to worry about him thanks to the leg of David Cote on the play before. So it's still a one-score game, 19-12, 7 points under a minute to go. And quite simply, the REDBLACKS and Arbuckle, they need to drive the field and score a touchdown. Byron Archambault, the special teams coordinator as well.
That's right. And I think he had a special addition to his family recently, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations.
Lots to celebrate for Archambault. And in addition to the family and his team now, and good night for special teams too for the Alouettes.
Solid. Well, Nick, time to earn your money. That's what you live for right here.
Frederic Chagnon, ex-Ottawa REDBLACK, back in Montreal. Last couple of years was the player escorted off the field.
Got over 75 yards in just under a minute. Got plenty of time.
There we go. 56 on the clock. REDBLACKS need a touchdown. Four-man rush, gets it away and completes it. The Beast Lion is right there just across the 40 on Jackson Bennett. A nice little tackle there by Lions.
Yeah, whether it's special teams or whether it's defensive interior linemen, whether it's DBs, they're putting on a clinic right now. Tackling clinic.
Gain of 6. The Ottawa 42. Complete again to Bennett. And he is tackled this time by Wesley Sutton. So completing those short passes, but not enough.
Got to have this one, 3rd and 2.
This is it. This is ball game. 39 seconds and a couple of yards away on a 3rd down.
Keep it going. On the finish. Clock's running. Let's go. We're burning time. That's too much time.
Been a good night for defense, and they're blitzing. Arbuckle gets away, gets rid of it, and it's knocked away, and that should be it. Jason Moss just about celebrating and then trying to settle things down, but Deontay Evans had quite a night. A couple of interceptions earlier on, and
he's looking for his big boys to kill the clock formation. That was just defense getting after it, flushing Arbuckle. Stuff getting out there in his face. Deontay going for his 3rd interception right through his hands. Trying to go to Ackland one more time. Ball game.
There've been 3 interceptions by the Alouettes and a couple of turnovers on downs as well, including that one. So they certainly win the turnover battle, and they're going to win this ball game too. Victory formation.
Patience, man, in that run game. Counting on that special teams and defense. Turnovers crushed the REDBLACKS as their defense was pressuring Cody Fajardo. He didn't make any mistakes other than just getting beat up on him. Credit Jason Moss for sticking to his game plan and pounding that line of scrimmage and playing things close to his vest. Some explosive plays by Cody.
Both of these teams underwent a lot of change. The opener goes to the Montreal Alouettes. Game 1 for Jason Moss is a victory, and for Cody Fajardo as well. It is Montreal Alouette debut. Got a lot of help from the defense, had some big plays. They ran the football, and they ultimately did what they had.